FA Cup fifth round action first on BBC One as Desmond Lynam introduces Match of the Day.
Good evening. After events in Dublin on Wednesday, we were looking for a smile to return to the face of football today in the FA Cup fifth round. Much anticipation at White Hart Lane for Spurs against Southampton. The likes of Klinsmann and Le Tissier on show. Molineux, there were 28,000, the biggest crowd of the season, paying record receipts for First Division Wolves against Premiership strugglers Leicester. And at Vicarage Road, Watford fans were also looking for a win over Premiership opposition in the shape of Crystal Palace. Well, those are our three main games, and we'll have brief highlights of QPR against Millwall and the goals from the day's Premiership matches. Gary and Alan are with us tonight. Well, I suppose the real priorities for Wolves and Leicester are in the league. Wolves desperate to go up, Leicester trying to avoid the drop. But today that was all forgotten, and the aim was a place in the last 8 of the Cup. Our commentator at Molineux, John Motson.
The magnificent new Molineux is a ground for the future, but Wolves never forget their past. And in one of the luxurious rooms below, there's on display the ball and the programme from the 1949 FA Cup final between the two teams who meet here today. Wolves on that occasion beat Leicester 3-1. But Graham Taylor's modern team is still below full strength. Joining the absentees, Paul Blade suspended and Neil Emblin injured. So there are places for Mark Venus and Tom Bennett. Steve Bull's reserve team comeback was bugged by flu. So Ireland's goal scorer David Kelly continues in partnership with Don Goodman. Leicester give a debut to number 18 Gary Parker, signed from Aston Villa, and they have Mark Robbins, their £1 million man from Norwich, in attack. Number 34 Mike Galloway is on loan from Celtic, and it will be interesting to see whether he does a man-to-man marking job on Wolves' most influential player, Gordon Cowans. Referee Robbie Hart from Darlington starts another cup tie at Molineux, and the excitement from the last one 10 days ago has hardly died down. But after Sheffield Wednesday and the penalty shootout comes another Premiership side, all in blue, Leicester City. Whitlow. 28,000 tickets sold, that's capacity here. 3,000 Leicester supporters. And there's the man whose final penalty put Wolves into this round, Don Goodman. Rankin. Sorted out by the new man, Parker. Here's Draper. On again by Galloway, this is Thompson. It's good movement by Parker, and Leicester have got a good attack going here. Calmest man around, Paul Jones, in both those matches in the last round, and very much the hero. There's Jimmy Willis, now Gordon Cowans is away from Galloway there, offside given. It wasn't Dennison on the left who the ball was played towards, it was Goodman in the middle who was flagged. That was the first time Cowans has got away from Galloway. Draper bustled off the wall there. This is Rankin. Now it's Andy Thompson. And it goes towards Kelly, and Bennett followed up. I think the chance had gone by the time he was impeded. Referee had a look and said no. Tom Bennett, I think, had lost control and was then jarred by the man coming in. Here's Kelly. Wolves fans hopeful. And I think the challenge was fair enough by Hill on Bennett. Sir Jack Hayward, whose lavish outlay built this sparkling new stadium at Molineux, but whose great ambition is to see Wolves in the Premier League. Roberts flicking it on. Played for an offside there, Leicester. It never came. That's Goodman. And it's come off the defender, and the goalkeeper has to be quick. Only half got it, but help was on hand. And Dennison was close. Kevin Poole not happy with those in front of him here. It was Simon Grayson initially. De Wolf is almost on the goal line. Kelly's there too. Law is further back. It's a very windy afternoon. There's paper blowing all around the pitch at one end. Venus. Huge roar welling up from the Wolves fans. Dennison's out left. Mark Venus. Oh, spilled. Kelly. David Kelly showing some concern for Kevin Poole, who spilled the shot by the former Leicester man, Mark Venus. It ran loose again, but the defender stepped in. Well, Kevin Poole, born not far from here at Bromsgrove, certainly getting a taste of the local action there. I must say the top surface on parts of this pitch looks to me bumpy and bobbly, and it may have had something to do with the way that shot came back off him. Look, there's not much grass around there. Mark Venus drives it, and it comes back off the goalkeeper twice, in fact. That's Robbins. Away by Venus. This is Kelly. Now it's open up on the left-hand side. The ball towards Dennison was intercepted by Grayson. Parker. Robbins made the move. Grayson continued his run, number 2. Back into Robbins. It's Rankin who's down. And they know all about injuries at Molineux. They've had 8 players now under the surgeon's knife this season. And Stephen Froggatt, the winger, was announced today, has got to go back into hospital. M. Taylor's pleased his man's all right, Rankin, but I often wonder what happened to the FIFA directive about taking players off the field for treatment. Perhaps not in a case like that anyway. That's forward by Parker. This is Steve Thompson. And Grayson working it up to Galloway. Oh, it's a good dummy by David Kelly. Took him beautifully away from Willis. This is Goodman. Kelly's continued his run in the centre. He's the only one who's there at the moment. Kelly! Fantastic goal! Absolutely brilliant goal! Well, you won't see a better one in the FA Cup unless you're very, very lucky. Look at this. He sells Willis on the dummy, David Kelly, and supplies the pass that gets the move going. Now then, while Goodman's going down the right, Kelly's sprinting up the middle, and when the cross comes in, it's a diving header. Wonderful goal by a man who used to play for Leicester, but now puts them one behind in the 35th minute of this cup tie, and makes up perhaps some of the disappointment he must have felt when that international was abandoned, Ireland leading by his goal. It was a good goal on Wednesday. It was a superb goal today. Well, they know their football at Molineux, but Graham Taylor will be proud that his team have put a goal there in any Hall of Fame. Here comes Roberts with Willis. Oof. Well, the first half lasted 51 minutes. Record gate receipts today at Molineux of £237,000, and it must have been worth every penny to see that goal by David Kelly. It was surprising, it was startling, and you could also call it sensational, and it gives Wolves a half-time lead. That goal by Kelly was the first Leicester had conceded in the FA Cup this season. They'd beaten Enfield and Portsmouth in previous rounds. Here's Rankin, and there's Kelly again. This is Andy Thompson. Rankin. Simon Grayson. Gavin Ward, who began the season as number one, is back in goal now for Leicester because Kevin Poole is suffering from double vision following an early collision with David Kelly. This is Draper. He's appealing for a free kick and he gets it. And Steve Thompson places the ball. Whitlow's made a move over on the far side, being marked by De Wolf. Now Colin Hill goes up as well. Here's Draper. Oh, he's turned Cowans, and there's the pullback, and it should have been 1-1. That was Leicester's best chance. And Mark Robbins, Ewan Roberts holds his head because Mark Robbins had the opportunity. It's Draper going round Gordon Cowans and tucking it back. And under challenge, Robbins put it over. Well, Mark McGee must reflect there with Colin Lee on a chance missed. One or two of these Leicester lads still getting to know each other, but they all know where Draper can be found. Roberts and Robbins are waiting, and Law decides to do the simple thing. Draper again. Just behind him is Gary Parker. This is Grayson. Good ball. Parker. A better start here to the second half by Leicester. They're nagging away a bit at the Wolves' defence here. Oh, and it was Willis who came in on Parker's flick. One of those you have to take first time. He got the power but couldn't keep it down. It's Gary Parker who runs across here for the flick on, and Willis volleys far too high. But they had created two openings, good openings, in the opening 6 minutes of the second half, Leicester. Huge kick, and it's awkward too for Leicester. Only out to Rankin from Colin Hill. Here comes Kelly again. Leicester still can't really get it away. That's Bennett to Thompson. Oh, good ball by Kelly. Goodman. Floater. Good save. Good reactions. Gavin Ward. Very good effort from John Goodman, this. Flicked into him by Kelly. And that's an appreciation of where the keeper is. Corner. The Wolf is forward and so is Law. On again, composed. Well, he's all action, Don Goodman, isn't he? Striker with whom fans can easily identify, and that's quite a tall order at Molineux when they've been used to Steve Bull all these years. Robbins driven away by De Wolf, but this is Grayson. Galloway. Robbins is there again. It's a good turn by Mark Robbins. Well, that's what he was very good at, certainly at Manchester United, and then later at Norwich. Low point of balance, and he found a yard. Kelly. In by Dennison. Oh, it's Rankin! Good save by Gavin Ward. That may have kept Leicester in the cup. And Mark Rankin knows that he should really have scored. Sliced by the defender, no cover, but a good stop with the right foot as the shot went across him from Rankin. So, a corner to Wolves. De Wolf and Law are forward again. Well, the reserve goalkeeper, the substitute goalkeeper, certainly doing his bit there. Not for the first time, as it happens. In it goes from Dennison. Kelly can't get there. Crowd thought he was pulled, but the referee didn't. Oh, Ward's kick straight to Dennison. This is Goodman. He's got Kelly coming down to his left. Still Goodman, used him as a decoy. Oh, again the goalkeeper. Three good stops from Gavin Ward, and Don Goodman denied by the goalie for the second time. Used Kelly brilliantly. Saw him go to the left, put over the ball, hit it with his right. Good stop. Corner far side, Gordon Cowans. Bennett in the 6-yard box this time. Law coming in. Booming atmosphere inside Molineux. And the right sort as well. Draper. Well won. Oh, what a good ball from Rankin to Kelly. Kelly's away. Goodman to his left. He waited, has the chance gone? Goodman, oh no, it has now. It was a smashing ball from Mark Rankin in the first place. A real defence splitter. He's played as well as anybody for Wolves, the number 7. Here's Goodman. Dennison. Free kick. Rankin provided a lovely through ball for Kelly a moment ago, and he has been a real success today for Wolves on the right-hand side. Now then, Kelly and Goodman are waiting. Rankin is just behind them. The centre-backs haven't gone up this time. Venus. And it comes off Whitlow for a corner. Into the last 5 minutes. Wolves still have the lead. They could have made it 2 a moment ago if Kelly could have finished that, what Rankin started. Oh, and did Goodman get a touch? Not significantly. But this is Andy Thompson. It took a deflection off a defender. Had Gavin Ward scrambling, actually, from Andy Thompson's shot. Yes, it catches Galloway. Corner to Wolves. Gordon Cowns is back in, that's Dennison. Defender's touch. Corner. A smile on the face of Gavin Ward because Colin Hill was the man who nicked it past him as Robbie Dennison floats it in. It's the Leicester captain. Corner far side. Law comes in. Oh, that's a defender as well. And I'm not too sure it isn't Colin Hill again. Cameron curls it in viciously, and it's off the back of Colin Hill. Corner again. This is all passing valuable time for Wolves, it might be said, whether they score or not. Well, they haven't scored. And Leicester know that it's going to be a last-ditch effort now if they're going to force a replay at Filbert Street. And there goes Draper. Wolves were caught a bit. Mark Robbins in the middle, so is Roberts. Draper's cross. Oh! And the crowd are rather incensed with the referee. They can't find out where all the stoppage time is coming from. They really can't. Graham Taylor must be wondering if we're still going to be playing tomorrow, but we're not, because Wolves are in the 6th round of the FA Cup for the 2nd year running. His first at Molineux, thanks to a majestic goal by David Kelly in the 35th minute, which will long be remembered. In the second half, Leicester had 1 or 2 opportunities, but then their substitute goalkeeper Gavin Ward saved them on at least 3 occasions. So it's Ensley League through, and rather like Sheffield Wednesday, Leicester go out at Molineux.
Well, different sort of match, I suppose, to Sheffield Wednesday in many ways, Graham, but a satisfying result again for you.
Yeah, well, a very good result, and the only result that matters in cup football. You know, we're through to the next round, and that's the most important thing, of course.
Well, I thought we deserved something out of the game. From my point of view, I was very disappointed with the goal that we lost. Really what happened was we were trying to introduce a certain style of play, and at that point we became a bit confused between playing and overplaying. We lost the ball, they broke against us, and the best element of their team punished us.
And also, of course, you seem to have got that buzz back which comes with week-by-week club management.
Well, yeah, I've always had the buzz. I mean, it's irrespective of what people feel. I mean, everybody knows where I've been, I've said that before. Sometimes people forget that for about 16 years before England I was in football as well. So I've always had the buzz, and I've always had an enthusiasm for it. When things don't go well, as they didn't go for England, then of course the spotlight is very much on you. But as I've said earlier, I'm a football man, and I'm back in football on the club on a day-to-day basis. And that's me, John. I have an enthusiasm for it.
Well, David, quite a week for you. I mean, if it's possible to reflect on what's happened Wednesday and Saturday, how would you sum it all up?
I suppose highs and lows of football, really. To go from scoring against England on my first game against England was absolutely magnificent, and then for the lunatics to spoil it, and then to come back today and knock one of my old clubs out of the FA Cup is, you know, brilliant. Highs and lows in 1 week.
What were your feelings when the referee suddenly had to take the 2 teams off on Wednesday night?
I think, to be fair, I don't think anybody really thought it was that serious, you know, that we could get it under control and we'd maybe be back on after 5 minutes, but it soon became, you know, apparent that it wasn't going to happen, and, you know, the thugs won really for 1 game.
And I suppose the players will just look at it and say, well, unfortunately, it's something that's still with us.
Yes, I mean, in the English games, in the English grounds, we don't really see anything like that, you know, that in all due respect, the Irish police wasn't expecting it, you know, and a minority of lunatics spoiled it for everybody.
Certainly did. Out of interest, does that goal he scored against England stand in his record?
Sadly, I wouldn't have thought so, because every abandoned game I've played, the goals haven't stood. I think they're actually awarding caps, but I don't know who eventually has to decide whether it stands as an official international or not, but I wouldn't have thought so.
Pity for him, but he certainly scored a cracker today.
He did, and he played well. In fact, him and Goodman were quite a handful for Leicester up front. This was Kelly's first chance. Venus comes in here and he shot. And Kelly, as you would pick him up in the centre, does everything a striker should do. He's on the move before Paul drops the ball, just taking the gamble that he might just drop it, and that's how you score goals. Wolves playing Graham Taylor's direct style. And Goodman does a lot of the work for Kelly. You see him getting down wide, gets good balls into the box, and Kelly's in the box again, moving around trying to find space. Doesn't find him on that occasion. And then here's the goal. Willis, bad defending, dives in there, commits the cardinal sin of defending on your backside without the ball. But Kelly takes advantage of it. Beautiful ball. Again, Goodman's in a wide position, who looks up, picks him out, and Kelly, who's broke his neck to get back in the box there, he's absolutely sprinted to get on the end of it, and a terrific goal.
What surprised me about Kelly, people don't seem to have faith in him at the top level in the Premiership. He's played in the Premiership, of course, with West Ham.
He has, but he's only played 25 games in the Premiership. It seems as though he's been labelled as a player that can do it in the lower divisions, but not in the Premiership. But his goal-scoring record for Ireland is practically a goal every other game, so it suggests perhaps he can, and I'm sure he's hoping that if Wolves do go up, he'll get the chance to stay with them.
Well, you look good today. What about your old club, Leicester, though?
Well, I mean, Leicester are right at the bottom of the Premiership. They've got a new manager, Mark McGee, who really believes in playing football. His team's changed their style from Little, who was a little bit more direct. They're knocking it about, but I think they'll have to probably go down. But I think in the long run, that's probably the best way forward, and I think that they've got to go down to come back up.
Everyone's looking at this boy, Mark Draper. People talking about £3 million for him.
He's a good player. He's got a lot of ability. Clubs are looking at him, which always happens with Leicester, and it's my club, so hopefully it'll keep him. But
happened with you.
It happens with every player they get. But he's clearly gifted. He's got good touch, technique, and he's determined as well. As you see, he's got two players against him, but he comes out with the ball. He's got awareness, lays it off, and goes to the return, but gets fouled on this occasion. Today he was actually playing in a more forward role than I've seen him previously. He's on the edge of the box here with his back to goal. Turns Gordon Cowes, little shimmy, gets to the byline, and this was Leicester's real chance. Great pullback, and Mark Robins, one thing you never want to do is put it over the bar, but he's a good player with a big future.
If they've got ambition, they want to hang on to him, don't
well,
they?
exactly. Unless you've got a Jack, whether it's a Walker or a Hayward, it doesn't seem that for clubs like Leicester it's possible to compete.
Thank you, Gary.